So let's talk about something kind of crazy. What if you could build a whole new economy? I mean, from scratch. And you started with a penny? Seriously, that's the wild idea behind this project we're diving into today, the CIRCE Protocol. And look, this isn't just another crypto coin. They're pitching this as the actual blueprint for a brand new sovereign economy. And this quote, wow. It tells you everything you need to know right up front. Listen to the language here. A formal reclamation of misappropriated capital. I mean, that's not, let's make things a little better. No, that is the language of revolution. It's a structured plan to take back value they feel has been unfairly controlled. Talk about a bold opening statement for a project, right?
Okay, so how do we even wrap our heads around something this big? We're going to break it down. We'll start super small with the power of a single penny and build up from there. Then we'll get into the tech, the digital engine, how you get a sovereign identity in this thing, how it's governed, and then we'll zoom way, way out to their, well, interstellar goals. Yeah, you heard me right.
All right, let's dive in with that first piece, the power of a penny. The whole philosophy here, the core idea, it's all about that humble penny. You know, the coin we find in our couches and just leave there. CIRCE's big bet is that this forgotten, overlooked value is actually the perfect foundation for a new economy, exactly because nobody's paying attention to it.
And they've got a name for it, penny sovereignty. It's a pretty cool concept. The whole idea is to take back all these tiny, ignored bits of value floating around and use them to build something that big institutions can't just break or control. It's all about finding strength in the small stuff, you know? Like a quiet, grassroots kind of economic rebellion.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. They make this sharp distinction between the old and the new. On one side, you've got our regular old pennies, which they call dead capital. It's owned by banks, it loses value to inflation, you know the drill. But on the other side, you have what they call sovereign penny salts. This is living capital. It's held by you, it's designed to resist that inflation rot, and here's the kicker. It can operate offline. We're talking peer-to-peer payments through local mesh networks, even if the internet goes down. That's a huge deal.
Okay, so the philosophy is cool, for sure, but how do you actually do it? How does this work in practice? Well, that brings us to the engine of the whole system, the tech that takes that physical value and turns it into a digital asset that you can actually own and use.
And at the heart of this engine is a token. It's called DVARC, which stands for Diverecchio Reclamation Token. But you've got to think of this as more than just digital money. It's the lifeblood of the whole ecosystem. It's your currency, yeah, but it's also your voting power. It's your stake in this whole new digital nation they're trying to build.
And the scale of this thing, it's just mind-boggling. Their target for capital reclamation is $14 billion. Let that sink in. 14 billion. That's not just some random number. It's the financial foundation they're aiming to build this entire protocol on.
So, to match that massive goal, the total supply of the DVRC token is locked in at exactly 14 billion. It's a perfect one-to-one match. One token for every single dollar of that reclamation target. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but is this just funny money? Well, to make sure it isn't, they've anchored the whole system with a $1.4 million treasury. This acts like a financial safety net. It creates a guaranteed minimum value, a liquidity floor, so the tokens have real, tangible backing right from the start. So you're probably wondering, how do I even get in on this? It all starts with something they call the penny portal, and it's designed to be a super simple on-ramp. First, you just use an app to scan some physical pennies. Easy enough? The app then magically converts that value into digital DVART tokens. After that, you make a sovereign pledge, which is basically you committing to the community's ideals. And get this, for the real early birds, the first 100 people who do this get minted as founders with a special status in the system forever.
But here's the thing, this isn't just about money, it's also about your identity. In the CIRCE Protocol, who you are and what you do, that's not just data. It's a valuable asset that you build, you own, and you control inside your own personal, secure digital vault.
The cornerstone of this whole identity system is something called a soulbound token, or an SBT. The simplest way to get it is to think of it like a digital ID card, but one that's permanently stuck to you. It proves who you are, what you've accomplished in the ecosystem, your reputation, all that good stuff. But, and this is key, you can never sell it or give it away. It's fundamentally, uniquely you. And once you've got that digital ID, you can actually take on different roles in the community. You could be a pioneer, one of the people building the early infrastructure. Or maybe a reclaimer,
someone actively working on that capital reallocation mission. You could be an archivist, protecting data, or a witness, helping verify claims. It really shows how this is a community where everyone has a part to play.
So securing your data in this system follows this really clear 5-step path. It all kicks off when you mint your identity. That's step 1, with the soulbound token we just talked about. Then, you build your own secure data vault. Next, you can start archiving important evidence or documents inside it. From there, another community member, a witness, comes in and verifies that your data is legit. And the final step, they call it truth core ignition. That's when the whole thing is cryptographically sealed, making it permanent and tamper-proof. Pretty cool.
All right, so we've got an economy and we've got an identity system. The next big question is, who's in charge? Who makes the rules here? Because CIRCE isn't just designed to be a currency. It's meant to be a self-governing digital nation with its own way of making decisions.
And the answer to who's in charge is everyone. It governs itself through what they call a sovereign DAO. This is a live, community-run system. Now, to keep things fair and stop a few rich people from calling all the shots, they use something called quadratic voting. It's a really smart system that values how many people vote for something, not just how much money they have. Anyone can submit a proposal, and there's even a truth core arbiter to help settle disputes. And this isn't some far-off idea. It's already happening. The very first proposal, an airdrop for the first 111 members, is already live.
Okay, let's get to the final section, because this is where the true, absolutely massive scope of this project really snaps into focus. This isn't just about building a new economy for us, here and now. It's about designing an operating system for humanity's future, no matter, and I mean no matter, where that future leads.
They have this wild concept of operating in quantum time, and this slide shows you exactly what they mean. Forget about those roadmaps that stretch out for months or years. Here, core pieces of the puzzle are getting built and deployed in a matter of hours. The DAO, it's already live. A full white paper generated in less than 90 minutes. The onboarding tools, the vault builder, all done in a single afternoon. The speed is just intense, and that's the point.
And all of this incredible speed is guided by these core principles they call the zero-doubt principles. And when you look at them all together, zero permission, zero dependency, zero obfuscation, they all point to one single ultimate goal: creating a system that is absolutely resilient, completely transparent, and puts all the control, all of it, in the hands of its users.
And this is the end game, the ultimate vision. They use this phrase, earthbound reality, interstellar logic. What that means is they're trying to build an operating system that's so tough, so independent, that it could work just as well inside a fallout bunker, or on a future Mars colony, or even after a total global collapse of our current systems. I mean, we're talking about contingency planning on a civilizational scale here. So, that leaves us with one last massive question, right? When you put all these pieces together, the penny sovereignty, the huge reclamation claims, these soul-bound identities, the interstellar ambitions, you just have to wonder, are we looking at a serious blueprint for a new kind of digital nation? Or are we just watching a sprawling sci-fi epic trying to write itself into existence right here in real time?